So here we go. We got them coming in.
All right. So there you go. So EZG gets rid of Inferno and Train. And Enemy, so far, got rid of Cobble, got rid of Dust 2. The randomizer goes really quick, and it's cash.
That actually plays out really well for EZG, just because they're going to get on one of those fairly puggy style maps, and that cash, there's a lot of similarities with Dust 2. It makes sense for Enemy to ban out Dust 2. Enemy as well banning out Cobble, because I don't really think they have a lot of rehearsal going on to that map, so they want to get rid of it. As I was saying before, EZG getting rid of Inferno, we predicted that, and then Train's another very team tactic heavy map, so it's no surprise they wanted to get rid of that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think this probably gives EZG, maybe a couple of rounds. But ultimately, this is a map where Kusta's just going to tear it up, man. It's like this is the guy who is just statistically is so much better than everyone else on his team. It's actually embarrassing. He was in the headlines today, like saying he was re-signed with Enemy. He was linked to like big teams. I'm talking like that TSM lineup that's getting put together. Re-signed with Enemy. A lot of people were really surprised by that. But like, just to put it in context, so Blue, again, I stole one of his homework sheets and read it to make it look I'd done some homework. And that was then the last 9 maps that they played, he's top fragged them in the statistically strongest player in 5 of them, and then the second statistically player with frags and blah, blah, blah in 3 of them. So 8 out of the 9. He's right up there. He's in the top 2. And then we referenced when he went to RGN, and he played against Luminosity, second highest fragger on the server in a game they lost 16-3. Luminosity ran over them like a freight train, only just behind Cold Zero. He had more frags than the rest of his team put together. This guy is the real deal. I even go so far as to say I think he's the best opera in NA.
I was going to ask you, where would you rank him? So, okay.
Yeah,
you would literally say the best opera in North America.
I think Skadoodle's in an absolute slump right now. I don't think he's hitting the big power shots. I don't know why that is. I think Cloud9 are going to have to work on that when they reassemble. I think right now, everyone's missed the trick in not getting Kusta. I think this guy is the strongest AWPing talent in NA. I really believe that.
So I actually agree, and one big reason of that too is his performance actually carries over from online matches into LAN matches, which is a fairly big deal for North American players, considering we don't get LANs all that often. So the fact that he can be consistent both online and on LAN is a really big deal. And all 9 of those maps too, I mentioned, was from that one RGN LAN. That was like one LAN. He just did so much better than the rest of his team.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Everyone's been calling this kid like an online. Everyone's saying like, he's never going to pull out a performance like that at LAN. Already done it, and he did it in a team, frankly, that the players around him, to carry that is it's so hard. For we see this from the top level players, how hard it can be to put a team on your back. This kid's already doing it. It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, this guy's going to be a huge talent in 2016.
Why do you think he stayed?
I mean,
so I heard rumors, but I would honestly speculate loyalty, which is something that's you got to give respect to that. He wants to try and build this team. But the big question, though, is how long is he willing to wait for his team to build themselves up as well? Because this team's been together now since early September or late August. The core roster itself has changed a little bit because they played in Premier the season before that. But this core 5 has been together now since around the September area, and we really haven't seen everyone else except Kusta make huge improvements since then.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He was already the star, and he's still improving and going forward. Now, Enemy, I know they've obviously had talks to him when he re-signed. I talked to the Enemy management. I got a lot of respect for them, so I hope you don't think I'm ripping on them needlessly. But they need to start building a team around this guy, and I'm not necessarily saying you've got to come in and chop and change, but if the rest of his team can't get even close to Kusta's level, you've got to start looking at other talent. That's just the nature of the business. It's nothing personal. That's just how it is. And I'm pretty sure Enemy will have intimated or explicitly said, we are going to start getting the team up to your standard if you stay with us. But there's no doubt they've got to build a team around him. He's the best thing in that team by a country mile. As I said, I think he's the top tier talent in NA that isn't assigned to a big organization.
So, other team, you got to stand out. I mean, we were having fun. We were having fun during rehearsal, and we called our boy Grumpix MVP. But I was just teasing. Who is the guy to watch on the other team?
It's definitely Grumpix.
As joking as it is, actually looking at the stats from the qualifier, Grumpix. I would say Grumpix, Enemy, and N4J were probably the 3 more standout players. But that's so hard to peg because it was wildly inconsistent when you look at the matches.
They're a really young team, and Grumpix is one of those younger players in this team. So I definitely watch him. He's statistically dropping frags, dropping bodies.
All right. You guys see the map overview. That means it's time for us to shut up and get this started. Taking you through the first match, it's the boys upstairs. Launders and Helium, take it away.
Thank you. It's about time we silence the desk. So we're ready to take it away here in a cash. And of course, just a best of 1 between Enemy GG and EZG Esports. the unknown, the underdogs coming in to this tournament with a lot to prove.
EZG might have had a pretty good map here because it's cash, as Blue mentioned. It can be kind of buggy. A lot of aims.
All right, here we go. Lucky holding out in the corner, but it's going to be EZG getting both opening frags, both Morbid and Q's onto the board already. Kusta up top, looking in for that retake. It will be tough. EZG in good post-plant positions. Actually, 3 kind of on site. That's a bit clustered, and here's Relic starting it off as he comes through the vents. Doesn't decide to push through as he gets pretty low. Uber going to make his approach through headshot. Finds the one at Blue Tart first. He gets that uncontested. Nice headshot. That's Grumpix down. Morbid in the site. Watching that headshot run up, and now all the post plants there on the site. This retake could be doable. Kusa's got a kid as well. Now he gets involved with the headshot, and Q's versus 2. He can't stand tall enough, and the time I think they do have it. Uber on the defuse.
Yeah. That's going to be a really, really hard round to lose for EZG. They got in the site, they got the bomb down, they traded out 1-for-1 on the player playing by himself. They rushed him down, and they planted for B main, which was the key point because once they got on the site, they forgot to get off of it. All the best after plan spots on B side on cache are in checker, are in B main, and even if it isn't planted for B main, or even if it is planted for B main, you could be in checker and still have a great spot to stop the vent rotate, kill anyone coming out of heaven, and the only person they had alive there got one tap by Uber in hell, yeah. And that's when the round was lost, really. 3 members on site, couldn't put them to work because none of the spots there are really useful.
Yeah, the one player in checker also got pieced by Relics, and then he didn't want to go through the vents. He was expecting more in that area. He just wrapped around, so nice retake there for enemy GG, and some nade damage going in. Reki just took a lot right there. Once again, they're focused on B. Grumpix with that deagle, trying to find the 1-digs over the headshot ledge. That is why they call it headshot, but he can't land it. Goes down to the FAMAS. There's a UMP for Kusta trying to farm up that money, get that man in op as soon as possible. That's when the fireworks are really going to start here.
The unfortunate thing for EZG is that the pistol round would be one of the easiest rounds for them to win. They're one of the more 50-50 rounds that they'll come across in this matchup. Obviously, enemy here are in Invite, are almost veterans of Invite at this point, playing 2 to 3 seasons, whereas EZG just played a season or second season of ESEA IM. So they do have a ringer in Reki who is known for playing on Mortality. So he does have a history of playing against very good players. It seems like a lot of players got swapped out before they actually came to this LAN before next season. But even still, this is their first LAN together. They obviously qualified. They had a relatively easy bracket, and I think that's why we see them here today. But overall, if you look at their histories, they don't have much experience. And so any round that they can take, including the pistol round, is going to be very important for them. You're going to have a very fragile state of mind coming to LAN for the first time, playing a very good team that's more experienced than you and has a lot more confidence.
So, first round, the bomb did go down. That means EZG with enough money to go ahead and get the AKs out. Still Grumpix on a Galil and some fighting for the boost. Very, very contested. The trades do happen, so EZG in a pretty good spot right now with the 4-on-4 and a little bit of utility to work with. 2 smokes and enough flashes to try to take the site. As of which right now we've got mainline on site. Kusta working highway, and actually mid. That was Relics in mid. He's going to be taken down. Lucky's the Lone Ranger over at B. And this round looking pretty good. EZG with the man advantage, but they are getting pretty low. And maybe Kusta, that star player again, Richard Lewis talked about how he's just going to talk him up the entire event. And maybe we'll see why. He starts off with his first frag. Second through the smoke. Saw him right before it bloomed. He's still alive. Morbid, though, from behind. Oh, this could be the ace. Kusta on 4K, working his way around quad right now. Morbid trying to figure out what's going on. He has picked up the bomb. He's checking everything. And it's ring around the rosy very, very quietly. Morbid, though, now making some steps. You can see the picture-in-picture going up, and Kusta in the perfect spot. There it is, the ace for Kusta on the first rifle round of the event. First rifle round of the event, Kusta aces.
The trays went so well for EZG up until the moment that they went to the site that Kusta was at, and he got that last kill with 2 bullets left in the clip. I mean, I can't. It's really hard to pin that down to enemy GG having a really good round. It was really a hero play by Kusta, and the fact that he was able to get to quad in that 1v1 with 10 HP was the perfect spot. And using sound to his advantage there, moving around as quad was cleared, which was really good heads-up movement by EZG. But even with that, they still managed to give up the ace to Kusta, and Reki takes a bit of damage here as they rush B with Tech 9s.
Yeah, I like that. Kevin taking the X-ray off, seeing those bullets go through, and Reki did actually take 98 damage from it. Here's mainline from in the site. He's like a phantom, uncontested. picked up a quick 3K there. He takes some damage. There's 4 back-to-back aces. That one counts for a little less because it was just pistols, but now mainline on the board with 5 kills. And also wanted to point out that Kusta, he's Bond James. He's reverse secret agent. He's 700.
Yeah, 2 aces. That's pretty intense. And EZG doing quite a bit of economic damage overall. Obviously, that last rifle round coming down to a 1v1 matters quite a bit. Enemy GG with Relics has 6K. Everyone else is very low, though, and will have to spend their money wisely. Now, coming into this round, if they are able to win it, could put them right on a save. But the issue is for EZG, so far we've seen 2 rounds that they were supposed to win, which they couldn't.
Yeah. Although a few close rounds for them, right? The pistol and the first rifle. They come down to 1v1s.
Well, the tale of the upsets, right, is that you always see a lot of the early rounds go the way of the team that isn't supposed to win.
Yeah.
And then you see a lot of the rounds that they aren't supposed to win go their way because they're playing out of their mind. But right now we're kind of seeing the opposite, where they're getting close, but they're not actually closing them out. And it comes down to a point where putting numbers on the board means the most.
And here's Uber running distractions, smoke and mirrors there around the forklift. And that allows mainline again. Quad kill for a mainline. 9 kills for this man in 2 rounds. Uber was still on that MP9 as we mentioned, so he didn't really invest. Actually, he's still pretty poor, so I guess he did buy up. He'll be dropped though, so economy not really too much of an issue. You can see Relic starting to bank up. He's got 8.4K, and EZG, they've gone in for a light buy. Oh, it looks like they can call it a force, I think.
Well, they're going to get full money bonus here, so some of them can spend money. Their Opera obviously doesn't want to, but yeah, half armor up isn't going to make a lot of difference. But that last round going so poorly when enemy GEG had 2 SMGs, I mean, that's a big deal. And here they're going to look to do economic damage, but I mean, this flyout mid is pretty much get as many kills as you can.
Clean this up. Yeah, it is.
And wow.
Nice touchdown there from Q's by Lucky through the vents. Does have him lined up for a second, only gets the one now. Forced to fight with that USP. Not going to be too advantageous. Mainline holding on, actually might have taken a few bullets, down to 2, so he's backing off. Getting pretty close, Q's, and all the boys on EZG, at least causing a decent amount of rebuys, taking 3 players down as they just went for some pistols and some armor.
Yeah. Now, not falling apart mid-round is what EZG need to work on the most, right? They get that 3v3 situation quite often, and it's already, 6-0, but we've seen that maybe 3 rounds now. So half of the time we see EZG able to get the traits, able to win the gun battles, but not able to close out the match, or not able to close out the round, I should say. And now they're going to go into their next big buy. They've got an op, they've got full nades, and this should be one that they should win if they're able to trade out mid favorably. But we see enemy GG go right for the 3 mid setup to shut down that early aggression. Everybody knows that this is the best place for terrorists to go to get their early picks, and going 1-for-1 on T side is so crucial.
Yeah, and you mentioned that Reki had an op, but guess who also does? It's Kusta. He brings down N4J. Lucky with 2 quick frags with that N4A1S. Here's Kuzo. Can't even win that battle. Mainline getting the best from there. Grumpix to trade, but unfortunately, he's left in a 1 versus 4.
This is for the books.
Yeah, well, truly a 1 versus 5, as he does get that kill. A lot of time to work with. The bomb actually, it looks like Relics has spotted it. They've got control of that. Grumpix just going to hope someone peeks him. Maybe they can get sloppy, and there it is. He's on with 2. Still going to have to work his way out of this one. It's going to be tough. They're giving him a lot of 1v1s.
Yeah, they were.
They really were, but Lucky
it
wins that one.
It is no respect. They are giving
true.
them the 1v1s. You see Crimson that 1v5 and your enemy, you're giving him all the respect in the world. You're playing the trade. You're not pushing at all. I mean, they push for information there when they didn't even need to. And that's they're allowed to because their enemy, they're up on this map. They have no expectation to lose. They have full confidence in themselves. And it's really EZG who every time they get pushed and die, it hurts their confidence more. So the fact that NRG are taking this game and running with it only makes sense. And it should be fully expected by EZG, who now it looks like have set up in a 4-1. Someone watching mid while they plan to throw a couple of smokes at A, but Kusta a little bit wise to that, throws a smoke at himself and has the op on site as mainline rotates in.
Yeah, nicely done. They were just having Kusta at the car, but realizing it was an A-take, mainline moves forward into the site. He gets the first kill and the second kill of the round. Looks like Kusta might have legged him as well. Here's Reki, actually Grumpix, trying to spray down. Reki, though, was the one who netted the frag. Kusta missing his shot as he's quickly peeking from the back of quad, but buying time. Uber comes in, finds a kill, finds 2. He brings down N4J. And that's 8-0. Also double up setup on that round.
The good thing about when you're losing and playing the rounds out slowly is that you have more confidence in your default, knowing that you can catch someone pushing. If you try something quickly and it fails to just a very regular site hold, 2 people in the site, and you can't get in, then you don't have confidence that you can take that site right away. And you need that because there's only 2 sides on the map, right? So you can't really deplete your entire playbook that early, in the sense that they worked off a default and that didn't work, and they quickly gave that up to try to hit a site quickly. And because they got crushed, that's got to hurt them really badly.
Man, Mainline, he's playing Farm Simulator 2016 now. I don't think that's out yet, but he's getting so many kills. He's got an ace, a 4K, picks up a 3K there. I think he's already had a few multiple 3Ks. The man has already 18 kills. He's 18-4.
Nothing like putting on for those land stats.
Exactly.
Now it's the 9-0. We're on the full money bonus. EZG can buy up every single round here. It's not going to be great if they don't get a plant. Here they do end up having an op. Cruz does not have any nades for himself, but that shouldn't be the difference maker. I think the most important part here, and it looks like Grubs actually wasn't spamming the run-up. If he was, he would have killed Uber, but he's a little bit too far to the left.
And both times it was Reki who had the op first in a couple rounds previous for EZG. He went down without a kill. Q's had it this time. He goes down without a kill. Reki over the boost does find one, but then traded out, so enemy GG maintaining a 1-man advantage here, 4 versus 3. Relics actually missing his op shot, but will get an opportunity. Oh no, he won't. The nade finishes him off there at the fence position. Nice smokes, and you can see the fire on the catwalk. So EZG trying to get their way in, but these counter flashes are really slowing them down and let Mainline go unnoticed back into quad. Uber in sight. He brings down the bomb carrier. Mainline now peeking out, and here's more of it from Forklift. He brought down Mainline. Uber's low, and Kusta, the dangerous man with that op, still alive somewhere on the map, unknown to Morbid right now. Will he go up? Will he go around? Checks the I think he stepped in that smoke, might have got a little smoke blind and just really got pieced out.
A little bit too much time was afforded to enemy GG there when they were taking the A site to let them get situated. I mean, Mainline got the quad once again. He wasn't even the first man to get the kill, so he was almost guaranteed on his peak to catch someone off guard, and that allowed them to just secure the A site. No plants going down once again, and EZG are getting farther and farther away from winning the rounds than they were in the beginning.
They really got slowed down by those flashes into the A site. They got to work it a little bit quicker, I think. Let's see what they can do. They're going maybe fast into B. Lucky's already situated in quad. He has shot, but he has that silenced weapon after all. And there it is. Q's gets in, gets the opening Mainline. He sprays almost all of his bullets out of that first magazine. Doesn't even net himself a frag. Finds this guy coming up blue tarp, though. That's bombed down. Gets the second one in quad. Kusta hits an op shot from up top. Is brought down by Grumpix. And it's, once again, man advantage for enemy GG, but somewhat close for the time being, and almost evening up there. N4J, the veteran, the oldest member on this team. He's 28. He's been playing Counter-Strike for years. And this is I gotta say, it's probably the biggest LAN event he's attended. He's gone to a lot of smaller local ones, and they've had some recent, EZG even having some good recent results online in some smaller tournaments, like Sivo Holiday Invitational, I think some RGN tournament.
There's a distinct lack of explosiveness on that site take. I mean, they were able to have 2 people come across the site, and then the rotates came out. Same thing happens at A, right? 2 people try to trade out at someone on default or quad. They both go down, and then no one is there for that emergency trade, which is what they really need. I mean, the fact of the matter is Uber gets that kill on Checker, which is a fair 1-to-1 duel, and that's a huge reason that they were able to win, saving a teammate from being in a 1v2 himself. But even without him, even if someone was there to trade, they could have had better odds of winning. Here, N4J actually does kill Uber.
And there's more of it out middle. Q's, everything going right for EZG. They've got all the openers. It's Mainline. He has aced already. 1v5 is kind of a different beast. More of it takes him out with the Galil. So they're on the board.
Yeah. And it looks like EZG don't have to get naked after this game.
Exactly, yes. Some of those finer rules of beer pong, as we were explaining last night to Richard Lewis, who will be a pro by the end of this event.
Mainline 21-7. We've got EZG fighting for the 8-kill spot. That's tough. I mean, yeah, again, like sometimes the trades are explosive. We've seen a lot of the opening picks actually go to EZG. It's just not happening often enough, and it's not in the later rounds ever happening where the trades come out.
This could work out in their favor. It's been Molotov, but they're still were able to stay up there without taking damage, so they don't expect them to be up that quick. And Reki able to get 2. There's still 1 man underneath. Man, going through that scope, doesn't see Mainline as he's moved back. Mainline basically getting the free frag right there, and it's gone even, but Kusta now grabbing things back for enemy. 3-on-2. Kusta still alive in that site with the op. You got a man in middle. That is going to be main line. And Lucky still holding down the fort over in B. Morvid and Q's here in a main, trying to work their way in, getting flashed.
Yeah, enemy GG have the ability to just play 1-1-1 at this point. They have an op at A side, an op at middle, or actually at B, and all they have to do is cut off the map with their angles that they can hold. And now Morvid, a 1-on-3. They know it's going to be an A take. 50 seconds are remaining. The bomb has been taken, but catching mainline, pushing through the smoke, and then moving towards Kusta, knowing that there are 2 ops remaining, or maybe just 1. Must be a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, definitely. Morvid is absolutely one of the youngest players on this team. I think 15 or 16. Might be young enough that the nerves maybe don't even get to him, but Counter-Strike can be one adrenaline-pumping game. He tried there. He was hoping someone was going to run up highway and he could be on right under that Shroud boost and maybe get that kill and then have the one-on-one with Kusta. But it doesn't work out, and only 1 round there, not getting anything together. Back for EZG.
It seemed like actually a wildly critical round, but EZG seem to have enough money to put together a decent buy here. They've got 5 smokes, and again, the game isn't over till it's over, even though it looks pretty inevitable. That is the fate of EZG. And look how close Kusta is actually picking this. And while it makes the shot much easier for himself, but put pressure on himself to hit it, and does deliver. Mainline finds a trade on the other part of the map, actually pushing mid, and that's going to be an issue for EZG as they haven't set up in a default. They wanted to go 5B, and that means that forfeiting map control allows them to be flanked.
I think Mainline actually got caught reloading inside of the vents. Wasn't aware that Q's had slid over into Checker. That's where he is now, right through this Molotov. He's blind. He didn't even see it. Why am I so low? Just ran through some fire. N4J, meanwhile, lurking around here in the B to mid connector, just watching that flank and actually kind of leading the charge now as they're all moving back over to the other site.
One of the decent things about the updated round timer is that on T side, let's say they do forfeit a rush like we see on this round, if they want to go back and fight for map control, considering they know that someone has pushed something, then they have the time to do it. But here we have Lucky knowing that B is being left and getting the trade on N4J. That's huge. Those kinds of kills can make the round different. So now there's so much confidence that it's going to be A, and EZG have to go into a site knowing that this is the site that they know we're coming to.
And even if he didn't get that kill, it's still information gathering. He knows exactly what they're up to. It would have been an even scenario, but in this case, he does find the kill. It remains 4-on-2, now 4-on-1. Potential, actually, for the team ace here, which is always something fun to point out if Alex can grab the frag, but it's not. It's going to be Uber. 13-1. 1 more round left in the half. And it's been a pretty brutal one here for EZG.
Yeah, you can only hope that EZG are just playing like they have nothing to lose, because they don't. You know, it's enemy GG who have to prove that they can dominate a team that is in much lower standing than they are, you know, in NA divisions across leagues, and EZG who can kind of throw caution to the wind and try to make the best of it and just try to have fun as well. But I think expect not to get 14-1 here in this half, and Kusta again with the opening pick, just timing it with that flash, but getting rushed down and getting a free shot off and
somehow
staying alive.
He's going to be allowed to get 1 more shot in here. It will be smoked. He goes actually aiming pretty high, hoping they were jumping across or moving up on the site platform. But he's still alive, and that's the scary thing. Lucky will go down to M4J. Here's Relics bringing down Grumpix. M4J back in a checker. Mainline coming through the vents will take him down. And there it is. Mainline, Kusta, mainline. The frags to close it out. And you talked about there's really not too much for EZG to prove, but as Richard Lewis and the desk were mentioning, with the talent kind of spreading out, you're looking for these up-and-comers. You got the Cloud9, Stewie, 2K situation. They want to have a good performance, even if it's individually, just to put their name on the map.
Yeah, the ironic part is that you hope that your teammates aren't thinking individually, right? Because that is like our main issue here in North America, is that there's a lot of individualistic tendencies that people may have. That being said, that isn't going to be the biggest problem that they can have. The fact that they have a brand new lineup for LAN that they didn't even have before the season, and the fact that none of their players are proven. All these issues are fairly big. Reki obviously is the most experienced. I guess been around the block. I guess in
really
terms
young,
of
though.
Playing matches in P, but yeah, still really young, and maybe one of his first LANs as well. So the fact that they are down 14-1, I mean, it's probably a mix of all of these issues.
Yeah, hopefully they can get the pistol just so they can extend their LAN experience a little bit longer here on map 1. If they manage to take a map off of anyone here, they will guarantee themselves at least to play in a best of 3, so another 2 maps. And that's all you're really hoping for as a new team. I mean, it's almost an impossibility that they were going to win this tournament, but just get as much experience as you can. And I really love the new way they're doing these minor qualifications for the majors, and like to build it up grassroots, start at the lowest level, put some money there, get some experience, exposure to these players, and build it up. Yeah. And then that'll be the scene for the future.
Yeah, there's quite a few young talents at this LAN. I mean, we've seen teams just teams get signed because of the minor qualifiers. Yeah. That's a big deal. But yeah, I mean, players come out of nowhere all the time. We see players go from open to P, open to invite constantly, and that it can be a great opportunity for a team who want to see if a player can do really well.
All right, well, here we are into the second half. Just play your best, EZG. See if you can extend this. Q's in the sight. Oh, there's N4J. Very sneaky beaky, like the old CT motto. From the back of Checker finds two. There's Morbid. Nice big man advantage right now. Uber, the last one up with the Tech 9. Does have Tech 9 armor, so they did make him the raid boss, but it doesn't look like it was good enough. He's faced with a 1v4. Maybe it's his turn to ace. I mean, 2 other players for enemy have already done it.
Yeah, he's got a long road ahead of him, though. 4 players alive. He's got full HP, just half armor, and I mean, that means that he has to hit shots and that EZG have to give him the one-on-ones, and it looks like one player peaked. He managed to not take any damage as he brings down another, and now there's only 2 players left. It's just a simple 1-on-2 at this point. The bomb's in the middle of the site, but both players are spotted, and he looks for the headshot by Reki. Yeah. Fearless peeks out from the site and takes him down with a quick one-tap. You kind of had to
expect, once he had to cross open water, you know, any distance against the USP on the pistol round where it's still one shot to the head is pretty much suicide, and yeah, he does go down as soon as he peeks out. But for a second, I thought maybe he was going to pull the 1v4. So EZG on the board.
Now we see an obvious force up from enemy GG, where we saw confidence in the first half when they were winning rounds. So obviously that's going to bleed over into the second half. And just the Tech 9s, we got a Deagle on Kusta, his mini op, and a default it looks like is, I think they want to wait for pushes here, but I don't think they'll find EZG pushing too quickly. Reki does find one over boost. That's a very important opening kill.
Yeah, Kusta was hoping for a long-range one-tap. He will be denied, and that was actually the one rifle that was picked up that Reki goes for. N4J got the P90 and opted to play the same exact spot as he did on the pistol in the back of Checker. And I think mainline, it's actually just a bunch of cheeky corners that they're playing over here in B. You can see Q's sitting tight. Might be able to, is it close? Yeah, it's close enough for the one-tap range, though. That actually seems like such a bad corner to play on a round like this. But N4J one more time. Mainline's like, really? Again? He's back here in Checker. This time, only getting the 1 frag. Relics comes in with a quick dink and a body shot to finish him off. Morbid now saying hello from up top with that MP7, but he doesn't get any kills. Now the counter boost is coming out. Reki, though, oh, he's going to go down. The P90 from N4J being used against them. Here's Grumpix maybe trying to save the day. Brings down 2, and it's Uber with just 16 HP left in a 1 versus 2. Doesn't have the bomb. That's down in middle. And Grumpix, oh, will go down without a fight. Long range with the Tech 9 once again for Uber, and of course, he loses it.
Yeah, you know, that round was way too close for EZG, who it seemed like on a couple of those kills just let them do too much damage. And even though the trades came out, Grumpix came in when it was a 3v3 and got a couple of kills there. That really helped them out. But at the same time, enemy on 14 rounds means that EZG not only have to win this game round by round, they also have to build up an economy so they have enough nades to ensure their lead by having map advantages, being able to smoke out everything they want, being able to Molotov late into the round when executes happen. And I know we're talking into the distant future here, but at the same time, it's all really relevant. So the economy is a huge part of this game. And I think, who is this in Checker right now? We've got N4J. Yeah, playing another wall.
And this one's going to pay off. He's got a frag from Checker position every single time. It does, oh my gosh, like the last bullet he shot before we're going down, hit a headshot onto Uber. 2-on-2, so another close one. And again, another one that's too expensive. Even though you're winning this one, there wasn't even armor invested from enemy. And right now, they've got a P90 and an MP7. They can maybe even still win this. They'd really have to get the jump on either Grumpix or Reki, who do both have rifles and armor. Even some flashes left on Grumpix. But again, with that new round timer, a lot still on the clock for enemy to work with.
There's one thing the enemy love to do, is counter boost. Maybe that's one thing we've learned here.
Yeah, it seems like Reki was already aware of that. He takes him down right away. Mainline's been spotted crossing into the site. He's probably just going to try to go for the plant. Yeah, Grumpix is going to push in, but it's too slow. So extra money coming in for these guys. And again, it's still very expensive round for EZG and could still be more expensive. Nope, Grumpix will not be headshot
allowing them to get the plant, though, is a big deal. Enemy will take that and run with it, and I think that money-wise, they might be in an okay position, though. They did force up on the second, and I think here we do have more than a full buy. Now, we probably won't see the op come out. Op no armor might be a little bit of a lavish buy. You know, we see Kusta just going for the full nades, and a full rifle round is going to be EZG's hardest hill to climb, I think. No, everyone does have a gun they want. Reki only has a FAMAS. People have nades, but if we look at the buys, enemy GG actually have a more solid buy overall because of those last 2 rounds.
Yeah, EZG sustained way too many losses against the force buy, and then even the full eco after that. So enemy got themselves, even though they didn't win a round, they put themselves into a pretty advantageous position. Main line starting off with the opening frag. Here's Morbid, though, on the trade, so he does come in for that. And Grumpik's going to slide in, peeking very, very wide. Now Morbid again, no one there to shoot at. But nicely done. Holding down mid, but in the end of the day, the control still going to enemy. It looks like EZG just going to back off and be more willing to play on the sites here. 2 in A, 2 in B.
Yeah, I mean, this is all they have to do. They really don't need to retake mid at this point. The only reason you want mid at the beginning of the round is because 5v5, if terrorists have it for free, then they can split a site 2-3. But if you only have 3 players, the split is not that great. I mean, if you want to go checker, for example, you could just do your B main smoke and walk in with 3 people, which you might see anyway. But EZG at this point only have to go 1 for 1. They just have to have a teammate in a spot watching something that can turn around and help their teammates out. And that's kind of what they have going on. 1 player at truck, 1 player at fork, 1 on catwalk, and enemy waiting for a mistake to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of time. If enemy can realize that, hey, it's only 1 guy at B, if they happen to get that for free, suddenly it's a 3-on-3 that's going to turn in favor of the terrorists if they can get that bomb down. But will they recognize the fact? I mean, they haven't moved out of mid at all. They've really gathered no information whatsoever. But even without that, it seems like Uber wants to find this entry into the B site.
This could be a bit of a nightmare for Kuz, who is just hoping that that wasn't about to happen. But it looks like the player is pushing into CT, and Uber is getting this information, though. Someone at upper has heard him, and I don't know if he's going to get shot in the back. He will. N4J capitalizes on that opportunity. Kusta coming up highway with 10 HP isn't going to get anywhere quick.
He's booking it.
Yeah, with only a few seconds remaining. No time to clear anything. And EZG do clean it up. Kuz left alone on the site, but the rotates came out quickly enough that that B wasn't actually such a problem, even though it appeared that way with a player at truck watching the back of Z.
So there it is. I mean, that's the first real round going the way of EZG. That was a rifle round, and we even commented that enemy had the better buy. So the fact that EZG can string it together.
Yeah, they saved plenty of guns. They picked up a couple AKs. That means they're going to have an even better buy this time. Enemy GG are going to be buying up with what they can. Actually keeping a little bit of money in their pocket.
I mean, enemy's still going to be very dangerous. We saw even on their full eco that it was a very close round. Kusta, the first one out, really uncontested. Here's the lineup, almost a triple for Grumpix. Does find 2 in the end. Reki in sight, able to get 1. Actually, no, he doesn't. It's Morbid from up top on the catwalk. He gets 2, now looking for his 3rd. He jumps off. It's Kusta all by himself. Nice flash out one side, peek out the other. Oh, that's quite an angle right there from Morbid. And, well, Q is getting into the action just in time, finds his kill, and that's another one for EZG.
Yeah, but are we delaying the inevitable? It's hard to say. You know, that seemed like a much better round than some of the full ecos. Maybe the nerves are starting to shake off. They realize that they're about to lose in one sense, but in another, they've got a full buy, and they've got, you know, maybe they have gotten used to playing online altogether in the first place, and can kind of think about the game in a better perspective. You know, keep their feet on the ground. Enemy GG taking a round slowly here, pushing out into a default. Kusta peeking A main and making sure that no one is pushing Squeaky. Well, looks like the first 10 or 20 seconds. Oh, wow. Grumpix, what a shot.
Oh, Lucky getting unlucky there. As soon as he touches that doorknob, Grumpix shoots him in the face through it. So a nice opening frag there for EZG. N4J and Grumpix did take some damage. And Reki maybe doesn't know it, but he was very, very pinned down right here. He will flash Kusta. He gets flashed himself, so he still doesn't move from that sandbags position. Kusta keeping someone locked in the middle. Peeks out now. Headshot onto Reki. Probably expecting Morbid to be at that white box now as well. Mainline's going to work his way out of lower, try to get someone to peek out of cover. Kusta, meanwhile, supporting from up top. And they've done just that. They've spotted Morbid, so they've got the information, and he makes a smart play. He'll fall back and move into the A site, but no one's actually on the A site. Both of them are playing towards truck.
Yeah. Now we do have the 4v4, excuse me. EZG are low across the board. They forfeited mid completely. This is a really heavily favored T round, except for the fact that Grumpix finds that opening frag. That can make all the difference. N4J going back to his spot, getting a frag for it and killing mainline one more time.
Surely just bring some nades and Molotovs and throw it behind that box. How many times have we seen N4J from this position? He's one of those
when that spot will be the
spots
weakest.
in checker.
That spot is contingent on people not clearing it, right?
Yep.
Because when you're there, you don't have the other side of the box to peek out. You can't fall back to anywhere. And the only reason it's overpowered is because when you're there and no one clears it, you have a really easy lineup typically on people coming across checker clearing site. Now, when that spot becomes fully useless is when someone does a full B hit. And it looks like we have a lot of players from enemy moving over here, and they want to just basically clear out checker, I think, right away. But N4J is going to be the man of the hour.
That nade, doing 50 to about 2 players. They're going to be crossing the smoke. N4J again. Oh, I don't know. I mean, they're expecting him in a checker, and he actually goes into peak aggressively. Maybe should have just held that high ground. Here's Q's doing what he can from the back of the site. Pop flashing out. That will slow enemy down a little bit more. And he does get one. Doesn't find the second one at the back of blue tarp. Mainline brings it down. Grumpix is going to push to the smoke at CT, awarded with 1 frag, so remains a 2-on-2. But it's the terrorists who are controlling the site. The plant will go down here behind that default box. So not the easiest one to cover from the position that actually Kusta is playing. And Kusta's now gone down, so it's just Uber alone on the site.
That was a super nice 2v2 from EZG, who have to retake the site versus Uber. He's got full HP. He's going to rely on hitting shots. And can he get the spray? He does find one kill.
Reloading. That had to have been heard, but no, he goes out. It's okay, though. Reki will find that frag.
Wow. Even hearing the reload.
That would have been a disaster if they didn't get that round.
Reki heard the reload, gave him too much, I think a little bit too much respect on that peak there. He could have basically rushed in with mouse 1, crouch sprayed and moved over and been able to actually do damage to Uber while he was reloading. But even taking that fight after, playing it as carefully as he needed to and still won it. And that, I guess, is the important point there. But killing Kusta was really nice. Typically, someone coming out of vent is going to take at least 80 damage from someone, even if they get the kill. It's not a really nice angle to come out of vent on a retake, especially when you don't have checker control. But having the flash out as someone turns in B main, that really caught him off guard and was nice.
Yeah, and everyone kind of carrying their weight for EZG as they start getting frags here on the CT half. 17 the most kills, 11 the least, so not that much of a difference. Here's Q spraying down 2. This is a full rifle round now for enemy, and it's gone into a 3-on-3. They might have heard this vents break. Actually, both players here. Oh, look at Lucky lurking around through that smoke. It looks like it's going to be covered, though. And Morvid wins that battle. Grumpix with the touchdown pass to Relix. He's taken out, and it's Kusta. About where he went down in the last round. Trying to work a player out of upper. If Reki drops, that's certainly death. Flash is going out from both of these guys. And Grumpix had moved themselves over to the outside fringes of that catwalk. So easy frag for him, and suddenly got a game on our hands.
Yeah,
like
enemy
5 rounds
GG.
separating them.
Not so hot on T side, it seems, as EZG are capitalizing on trades. It seems they're becoming more and more confident. We do see people in 2K positions only getting 1 kill, which is something that might be important. But because the trades are becoming so good, it almost doesn't matter. And it is really up to enemy GG, who are on a buy save to figure out how to exploit the fact that EZG are playing a simple, 2-1-2 or 2-2-1 setup. That being said, I mean, we've had someone in checker pretty much cause them a problem almost every single round.
Every single round, yeah. But here's Uber, 1-man army. I guess he's got a little bit of support. He'll go down now from Reki. Touched a rifle for a little bit. Mainline shooting those tracers through the smoke, so Reki can take him down without a problem. Q's has been knocked off of B, though, which means a plant's going to come in here.
Yeah, and there we see proper after plants immediately. One person stays on the site with the bomb, 2 people out of it.
Let's see, they're trying to. You see, I think Reki's spamming through on the other side. Kusta didn't take any damage. He peeks out now. Morvid's in danger of running into Relix. If he just takes one more step forward, Relix will find the headshot, and yes, he does. He actually takes the step backwards to get the angle. So enemy GG with just Tech 9s and armor into this one. EZG having a difficult time moving in. Reki gets a headshot. He'll drop off of upper. He finds Kusta. N4J is trying to go in with the USP. He used all the bullets, and he had an M4A4, 30 bullets to work with, and he couldn't land really any of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a round that hurts to lose, especially because it puts enemy GG on match point.
Uber, I don't know how he got into the site. I don't know how he got that kill, but because he did that, he was able to sell a fake at A, The best way to sell a fake is to get a kill in the first place as the man faking. They were doing it on an eco. You know, they're throwing caution to the wind, and because they let a member of enemy into the site, killed one of their teammates, that left B wide open as we saw EZG over-rotate pretty heavily there, not spotting the bomb, but assuming that because enemy were on eco, they were going to sell kind of fake, that they were just going to commit to something really quickly, and were really afraid of a fast A take that they weren't going to be able to stop, and now have lost a round because of it. And if we saw those after plant spots on the pistol for EZG, we might have seen a completely different round. Like that was like a 4v4 retake. That should be really easy to stop. But
oh, look at Reki, the counter boost, spots them, takes down the bomber, and will go down to Kusta. Maybe could have just backed off, kind of realizing if the bomb's there, others must be as well. Could have had him pinched in A main. Instead, he goes for the peek. He gets shot down by Kusta with the op, who now is going to be in charge of working in to the ace site. Does he have any support? Yeah, Relix is coming up behind him right now.
Kusta doing the Russell Simmons workout plan.
What a workout. All right, so Molotov over to fence. Kusta hoping someone's going to move. Meanwhile, Morvid actually gets a kill as the player was trying to split up highway. That was lucky. He goes down. Uber finds Q's. There is still a player over here, and that's N4J. I mean, take a guess where he is. Take a guess
where N4J
is. I mean, can we call that N4J spot?
Can we give him a Waldo hat? That'd be the easiest game of Where's Waldo.
It really would.
And a member of enemy are on the site, N4J holding this spot down. The thing is that he can actually stay here, give up the site, and just have a really good afterplant or retake spot. So the fact that he's here is kind of cheesy in the sense that he's used it so many times, but the fact of the matter, it works, and we see 2 players of enemy GG on the site, though we do have a third one who's late from B main, and this could cause a problem.
Yes. Okay, Kusta. Yeah, Kusta's in a good spot right now. He can watch that vent drop down. He can even, spot M4J as he lurks out of his spot.
Quick.
Oh, so quick to find that kill onto Morvid. And there's Uber to find Grumpix. So that's that.
That's it.
16-9.
Well played. I mean, well played, but also pretty good performance on CT side from EZG. I mean, a lot better than I think many people anticipated. Obviously, after a 14-1 half, you don't expect the team to get 9-10 rounds.
No, not at all.
They did do it, and I think enemy GG will look at their T side and think we could have done a lot better there. So at least they did put that down in their heads, and I think that is something to note.
Yeah, so I guess the 2 players we expect from enemy did very, very well there. Kusta had a bit slower of a start, mainly just because mainline was killing everybody. So Kusta had that ace, then mainline had an ace followed by a 4K, followed by a 3K. He was 18-4 going into like round 9, I believe it was. So really big performances for them. And it's hard to say, was it maybe EZG that started slow and enemy capitalized on that? Or was it enemy who really just hit the ground running, gave no room for EZG to work with in that first half?
I think EZG looked like kind of a very good team that didn't have their head on their shoulders in the early rounds. We saw the pistol round fall because of a really terrible afterplant. We saw the first rifle round lost to an ace by Kusta in a 1v2 with 19 HP. Even though that was really well played by Kusta, that's a round that you kick yourself for because you knew that he was lit. Then we see mainline acing right after that on a B hit, and a couple of rounds lost to simple rushes that they try to do, just, you know, offhand ones that maybe you wouldn't do if you were playing a team that was more your caliber. And so I think that they played a little bit risky, and as the rounds went on, after they got off their T side and they were able to just sit there and be turrets, they were a lot more able to shine.
Yeah, which shows that they do have good aim, right? Especially on a map like Cash, being able to hold these angles on the CT side. It was great. I was a little nervous when they had their SMG anti-eco rounds and they were using these SMGs and holding super close angles, and we saw them lose out to the pistols, the Tech 9s, and some of those were closer than they should have been. But I'm glad EZG did turn it around and have a decent performance on map 1. Let's go down to the desk with Scoots, Richard, and Blue and see what they thought. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Again, I think we thought that the train was rolling. This is exactly like you said was going to happen. 14-1
Dude,
first
you were out
side.
here at 14-1.
I came out, I'm getting ready, and then again, props to a team like that to be able to like start a comeback. But again, I don't think anyone doubted probably that enemy was going to close it out, but it took a little longer for sure.
I mean, enemy can't be happy about that at all. I'm sure we'll see that when we go over to the interview. But like when you have a 14-1 half, you just want to close out the game. And a little bit of complacency, like you lose the pistol, you let a few rounds slide, you get a 16-5. All right, that's fine. That's going to happen. what they've done there against arguably the weakest team in attendance, that's disgraceful. I'm out here. My reputation's on the line here. I mean, serious. And I'm going out a bat for my boy Kusta. I'm batting for this team, and you could do that to me? It's over. I think,
is he no longer the #1 opera in North America for you?
No, none of them are. They're all dead to me. No, I mean, seriously, though, like, they've got to do better than that. I mean, first game jitters or whatever, but come on, man.
I honestly think the second half enemy just, like, completely underestimated what EZG was going to throw at them there on the CT side. They were just trying to throw, like, really simple takes and whatnot for a majority of that half until they finally get something together. It was the second to last round when they pick up that match point there, and then they finally try something a little bit more complicated when they go for that B fake. And it just works out perfectly. EZG bite on it completely, and they just go right back to dominating them from that point forward.
Yeah, and again, we saw some brilliance from your boy. We will call him your boy still, even though you've disowned him. On that first side, I mean, that ace where he played Ring Around the Rosie, that was amazing.
Oh, I mean, the ace he had was absolutely incredible. But, I mean, like, before we even focus on Kusta, got to talk about mainline doing all that work. You know, after Kusta got the ace, he gets an ace, then he gets a 4-man, then he gets a 3-man, just dropping bodies. Like, has, like, 18 kills after, like, I don't know, 5 rounds or something. He was going off in a big way. And I think that's actually probably one of the few encouraging things that comes out of that game, because there's question marks about some of the other players in that team. I was really impressed with mainline there, even though the opposition isn't top caliber.
Yeah, like I said, that's a big thing with it. Is there were some rounds like that 4K. It's basically just EZG's players like walking out into the side for the most part, and that was something that EZG like did a lot on their T side.
Yeah.
Like again, we didn't really see anything that impressive from EZG, unfortunately, on that T side. Round number 9 specifically, like they were smoked off in mid using no flashes or anything. 3 out of 5 of the players just walk right out through middle into a crossfire spray. A 4th one follows like 3 seconds later, and then the 5th tries to peek, but he's just sprayed down inside the smoke, and just like nothing advanced at all being seen from EZG, unfortunately.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. That's going to do it for us for this segment. We do have the Canadian sensation in the building, the one, the only, Vance Silly. He's with Relics. Take it away, Vance.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm joined here with Relics after winning the first map here of your first event, 16-9 against EZG. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
I want you to go to give us a rundown of a little bit of the veto process, because EZG, nobody really knows them.
Yeah.
What are you guys think?
I think in general that we're pretty confident in our map pool. We have a pretty wide map pool, so to us, it was just more a matter of getting rid of maps we either thought that a team we didn't know nothing about could, like pug us on, or just maps that we weren't, that we haven't been comfortable on lately. Because like you said, you don't know anything about the team, so the veto process wasn't really specific to us. It was kind of like we'll play whatever.
Okay. So luckily, it's going to be cash, something that North America seems to play a lot these days. Now, from an observer's perspective, we're looking at the first half. You guys won it 14-1 on CT side. We're like, okay, this is in the bag. This is what we expected. But now we're looking at the second half. They're starting to come back. You guys lost 7 rounds in a row. What happened there?
Yeah, so second half we lost the pistol and then the 2 subsequent eco rounds. And then, normally you turn it around on the first gun round, maybe you close it out. But we were just trying maybe a little bit too over-eager to end it fast. So we were doing kind of extremely aggressive and kind of sloppy things. And then we realized, okay, like they're getting some rounds on us. They're getting close to double digits. Like, let's close it out and be safe. Some of that's probably a little bit of underestimating a team, and some of that's probably a 14-1 half. Like most people in their minds are like, we can't lose this. There's no way we can throw this away. So I think a little bit of over-eagerness and just kind of sloppy play on our part.
All right, well, let's talk about the good side. CT side, Mainline, and Kusa, those guys were on fire. Tell me a bit about those 2 guys.
Yeah, they were tearing it up. Specifically, Kenny had a really big round. It was the first gun round where he was juking the guy around quad.
Yes.
But
that was the ace on the 3rd round.
Yeah, it was an ace. You're right. But overall, they were just like we were doing either 1-3-1s, and then Kenny was just posted up on one of the sites with his op, and he was just gunning them down. Or Mike, like they would do a mid control, and he got like 3 or 4 kills when they're trying to take it through the smoke. I was typically on the opposite end of the map, seeing nothing, and then whenever I saw someone, I was decimated. But yeah, great job on them. They typically both enjoy playing cash. I mean, I guess it's an NA thing, but.
Yeah, for sure. So let's look at the last question, because you guys are now coming into this event at the minor here, at the minor championship. You guys kind of have a roster change too. You guys brought in Lucky to replace Anomaly. What does he bring to the table now?
So it's not an official change yet, but we've been playing with him online and in different little tournaments. I think that he brings more experience than Anomaly had. He would be fulfilling his lurker role, and I think that he has a pretty good. He played, with CLG/Netcode guides back in the day before they picked up Tarek and everything. I think experience and a better understanding of how the lurker can affect a map and basically their purpose on the team. I say experience, and he's a handsome guy, so improves the overall look of the team.
Yeah, well, overall, now you guys are probably like a 7 out of 10 in terms of looks now. Sure. Now we're going to wait for you guys to win the event, maybe add that up to a 10-10 because of stardom. Well, congratulations. Good luck for the next matchup. This is going to end us here for the interview on the floor. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back here for the CSGO, America's Minor Championship, we'll be back on MLG TV.